The feeling is unsettling, isn't it? That subtle twist in your gut when someone smiles, nods, even expresses pride, but a deeper part of you screams, they don't mean it. There's no tangible proof, no overt conflict, yet their energy feels off. Their compliments hollow, their laughter forced. When you achieve something, they might pause, just for a fraction of a second, before feigning applause. This isn't your imagination playing tricks. It's your innate wisdom picking up on something profound and often hidden. Stay here to discover what truly drives these women. And if you value freedom, go ahead and hit that like button, then join us by subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss any new videos. We've all been there, that perplexing sensation when something just doesn't add up. It's a discrepancy between what's seen and what's felt, a dissonance that leaves us questioning our own perceptions. This isn't about paranoia, but rather about an ancient, instinctual intelligence designed to keep us safe and align us with authentic connections. When we learn to decipher these subtle cues, we unlock a powerful ability to navigate relationships with clarity and self-protection, transforming confusion into confidence and doubt into discernment. Have you ever encountered someone whose words felt like a warm embrace, yet their eyes held a distant chill? It's a common experience, this subtle disharmony between overt expression and underlying sentiment. Imagine Clara, a vibrant marketing executive in her early 30s, who often found herself drained after meetings with a seemingly supportive colleague, Bethany. Bethany would offer effusive praise for Clara's innovative ideas, yet Clara always left feeling a nagging unease. The compliments felt rehearsed, the smiles never quite reaching Bethany's eyes. This wasn't an isolated incident. It was a recurring pattern that left Clara feeling emotionally depleted and questioning her own judgment. She couldn't pinpoint any direct slight, no obvious act of malice, yet the subtle discord was undeniable. It was as if Bethany's verbal affirmation was a carefully constructed facade beneath which a different current flowed. Clara's intuition, that quiet internal whisper, was trying to tell her something vital. This isn't about overt conflict, but the insidious erosion of trust that occurs when actions don't align with true intentions. It's about recognizing the psychological undercurrents that often go unacknowledged, yet profoundly impact our well-being and relationships. Consider the dynamic with a long-time acquaintance, perhaps someone you've known since your college days. Let's call her Sarah, a seemingly benevolent figure who often gave advice for your own good. Sarah might frequently forget to pass along crucial information about a shared project, or her well-intentioned advice might inadvertently lead to less than ideal outcomes. Perhaps she'd consistently be too busy to attend significant milestones in your life, a new job celebration, a major presentation, or a personal achievement. While isolated incidents can be excused, a recurring pattern of such forgetfulness or unavailability can feel like a subtle yet persistent form of resistance to your progress. It's as if, beneath the veneer of friendship, there's an unspoken desire to keep you tethered, to subtly impede your ascent. This isn't about malicious intent in the overt sense, but rather a covert psychological dynamic, where one person's progress is perceived as a threat to another's perceived standing. The help offered can feel more like a silken thread of control, subtly guiding you away from opportunities rather than towards them. The individual might genuinely believe they are offering support, yet their unconscious motivations manifest as gentle detours or quiet absences. This insidious form of sabotage often operates beneath the radar, making it challenging to confront directly without appearing ungrateful or overly sensitive. Think about the way certain individuals react to your achievements. You share exciting news, a significant promotion, a new creative endeavor, a personal triumph. Instead of genuine enthusiasm, you might be met with a subtle shift in conversation, an immediate redirection to their own accomplishments, or a casual dismissal of your success. It's not a direct challenge, but a quiet eclipsing, a subconscious effort to reclaim the spotlight. Imagine your friend, Leo, a talented graphic designer. When you shared news of your recent award, Leo's immediate response was, "Oh, that's nice. Did I tell you about the massive client I just landed?" Your moment is subtly hijacked, absorbed into their own narrative. This isn't about celebrating together. It's about a relentless, unspoken competition. Every victory you experience can feel like a new battleground, not a shared triumph. The interaction isn't confrontational, but the underlying tension is palpable. This dynamic suggests that your success, rather than inspiring them, illuminates their own perceived shortcomings. Their need to match or surpass you isn't born of malice, but from a deep-seated insecurity that interprets your growth as a threat to their own fragile self-esteem. They might not even be consciously aware of this competitive impulse, yet it subtly dictates their responses. Consider the phenomenon of superficial kindness, a smile that doesn't quite reach the eyes. They utter all the socially appropriate phrases. "I'm so proud of you. That's truly amazing. I'm so happy for your success." Yet your intuition registers a profound absence of warmth, a lack of genuine emotional resonance. Their eyes might wander, their tone might lack soul, and their presence seems to dissolve when genuine support is actually needed. True connection, genuine empathy manifests in showing up, in feeling with you, in celebrating your joys and sharing your burdens. But those who operate from a place of superficiality often perform a disappearing act, conspicuously absent during your highs and unreachable during your lows. When they are physically present, their energy can feel detached, almost robotic, a polite shell devoid of true human connection. This emotional disengagement isn't necessarily born of hatred, but rather a profound inability to connect with authentic human experience. They might say what sounds right, what is socially expected, but they are incapable of offering the true essence of relationship, presence, empathy, and genuine connection. Their kindness is a performance, a carefully constructed script, and no matter how well rehearsed, the hollowness behind the smile is always felt. Think about the subtle art of control disguised as care. It often begins with seemingly benevolent statements. "This is for your own good. You'll understand one day," or "I just don't want you to get hurt." On the surface, these words appear sweet, protective, and comforting. However, a deeper intuition whispers that something is amiss. You might notice your shoulders slump, your excitement wanes, or your voice trembles when you try to defend your own choices. What they label as care is, in reality, a form of insidious control. They don't resort to shouting or overt conflict. Instead, they influence subtly, gently, like a creeping vine slowly wrapping around you while whispering soothing assurances. When you propose an innovative idea, they might suggest it's too risky. When you voice an ambitious dream, they might dismiss it as unrealistic. When you make a decision, they might imply you're not thinking straight. The most perplexing aspect is that their advice isn't always incorrect. Sometimes it even appears wise and mature. However, its ultimate effect isn't to uplift you, but to diminish your sense of agency. Their words insidiously sow seeds of self-doubt, leading you to seek their permission rather than trusting your own intuition. This dynamic stems from a deep-seated need for control, often rooted in their own internal chaos. Consider the pervasive nature of gossip and backdoor criticism. You enter a room and a palpable shift occurs. Smiles fade, energy alters, and glances are exchanged before people look away. No one speaks directly, yet you feel an unspoken narrative, a story that has been twisted or manipulated. This is the insidious power of gossip, silent, strategic, and profoundly selfish. When individuals lack the courage to confront you directly, they often choose the cowardly path of poisoning your reputation behind your back. They don't attack your actions head-on. Instead, they subtly undermine your character. They might twist your words, cast doubt on your intentions, and subtly turn others against you, all without your knowledge. The subtlety is key. They never say anything overtly offensive, just enough to sow suspicion and alienate hearts while maintaining a facade of friendliness when you're present. This behavior often stems from their own insecurity and resentment. Your authenticity, your light, becomes a threat to their own fragile sense of self. They don't attempt to match your energy. Instead, they try to dim it. Your growth exposes their stagnation, your confidence highlights their insecurity, and your peace disturbs their internal chaos. So, they resort to covert warfare, using words as invisible daggers, then shaking your hand as if nothing transpired. However, remember this: gossip reveals far more about the speaker than it does about the subject. It is their character on trial, not yours. Those at peace with themselves have no need to dismantle others. Think about the profound emotional absence you might encounter when you experience success. There are individuals who stood by you during challenging times, when you were struggling, when life felt overwhelming, when everything seemed to be falling apart. They were present, offering support and solidarity. However, the moment you begin to rise, to regain your footing, to finally savor the fruits of your struggles, a stark silence descends. There's no genuine exclamation of "Wow, I'm proud of you," no heartfelt celebration, not even a truly authentic smile. You share your good news, and their response is a flat cool. You recount details of your new opportunity, your significant win, your tangible progress, and they nod politely before swiftly changing the subject. You feel a distinct coldness, a subtle emotional vacuum that is profoundly hurtful. Why? Because when you were at your lowest, you were relatable, you posed no threat. Your struggles might have even made them feel better about their own circumstances. But now, as you grow, radiate, and evolve, you inadvertently mirror everything they are not. They are unable to genuinely applaud your success, because your light shines too brightly against the shadow of their own unaddressed self. They might go through the motions, uttering polite phrases like "that's amazing," but their energy never lies. Their eyes won't light up, their tone will remain flat and deep within. You'll intuit the truth they don't genuinely want to see. You win. Every step you take forward feels to them like a step away. A further widening of the gap between your progress and their stagnation. It's a heartbreaking realization that those who walked with you through pain might be unable to walk beside you through progress. If you're enjoying this perspective and feel that this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications so you don't miss any content that will further empower you. If you feel a growing restlessness, a need to break free from old expectations and build a life guided by your own truth, know that this quest is not in vain. It's your authentic self preparing for the freedom and fulfillment that await you. There are powerful principles and practices that can illuminate this path of autonomy and self-affirmation, empowering you to live with an unshakable clarity and peace. In the pinned comment, we have made available resources that were carefully crafted for souls like yours, ready to live their most powerful personal revolution. Consider how the body reveals what words often conceal. Words can be meticulously crafted, smiles practiced to perfection, and compliments rehearsed until they sound utterly convincing. However, the body, that ancient, unconscious messenger, invariably betrays the truth. When someone harbors genuine, deep-seated, even secret aversion towards you, they might never articulate it aloud. They may never confront you directly. In fact, they might say all the right things. I'm genuinely happy for you. You absolutely deserve this. You've made incredible strides. Yet, even as their mouth recites these seemingly affirming sentiments, their body is screaming a different narrative, a silent symphony of discomfort and subtle betrayal. The smile appears too rigid, dissolving before it fully forms, or it doesn't quite reach their eyes, leaving them cold and distant. Their gaze might frequently dart away, avoiding sustained eye contact. Their body may subtly angle itself away from yours, a nuanced physical withdrawal. The tone of their voice, despite the words, lacks soul, feeling flat, hollow, or emotionally disengaged. You often sense this disquieting energy in a room even before they utter a single word. This isn't your imagination running wild, nor are you being overly sensitive. What you are experiencing is the profound, ancient intelligence residing within you, often referred to as intuition. This innate wisdom is designed for survival, a primal warning system that operates beneath the level of conscious thought. Our ancestors, long before the advent of complex language, relied heavily on these instinctual cues: body language, facial tension, vocal tone, and even the nuances of silence. You are inherently wired to perceive danger, even when it is cloaked in the most deceptive guise of pleasantries and smiles. This is why, when you are in the presence of someone who secretly harbors negative feelings towards you, you feel it viscerally, a knot in your stomach, a tightness in your chest, a subtle shift in the perceived temperature of the room. You might suddenly feel drained, uncomfortable, or inexplicably confused, because your conscious mind hears friend, but your deeper self registers threat. This fundamental disconnection between the spoken word and the underlying energy is the crucial glitch in the matrix, your powerful warning signal. Tragically, most people ignore these profound intuitive promptings, often because they have been conditioned to prioritize societal politeness over their own crucial perceptions. They dismiss their gut feelings as irrational, choosing instead to believe the superficial narrative presented to them. However, here lies a powerful secret that is rarely articulated. When someone experiences emotions like envy, resentment, insecurity, or a competitive impulse towards you, their nervous system reacts instantaneously and involuntarily. While they may maintain a facade of a smile, their jaw might subtly clench. Their shoulders might involuntarily lift, a telltale sign of internal tension. Their breathing may become shallow, their blinking rate might increase, and their eyes may repeatedly avert when you discuss your successes. They might clap a fraction of a second too late, or offer a hug that lacks warmth, their bodies subtly leaning away rather than towards you. These are not mere accidents or random occurrences. They are emotional microsignals, tiny, unconscious betrayals that your soul registers long before your logical brain can gather concrete evidence. Your intuition, a finely tuned instrument of self-preservation, picks up on these minute discrepancies, providing you with invaluable information about the true nature of your interactions. To truly master yourself in a world often shrouded in masks, it is imperative to learn to discern these subtle cues, to trust your inner compass, and to act upon the wisdom that lies beneath the surface of polite conversation. This is not about suspicion, but about developing a profound self-awareness that empowers you to cultivate relationships based on genuine connection and mutual respect, rather than veiled animosity. Think of these microsignals as a unique language, a non-verbal lexicon that your deepest self understands long before your conscious mind can process it. It's the tightening of a jaw as you share good news, the fleeting avoidance of eye contact when you speak of your aspirations, or the slight withdrawal of a body during what should be a comforting embrace. These aren't random acts, they're unconscious disclosures, involuntary movements that betray an internal dissonance. Your intuition, that inner compass, is meticulously charting these tiny betrayals, creating a complex map of emotional integrity. When you acknowledge these subtle cues, you honor your own inner truth. It's a profound act of self-respect, recognizing that your feelings and perceptions are valid, even when they lack tangible, external proof. This validation strengthens your emotional core, making you less susceptible to the manipulative tactics of others, whether intentional or not. You move from a state of questioning your gut to trusting it implicitly. Embracing this discernment naturally leads to a re-evaluation of your relationships. You may find that certain connections, once thought to be supportive, consistently leave you feeling diminished or drained. This isn't an invitation for confrontation, but a quiet call to realign your energy. It's about choosing to invest your time and emotional resources in relationships that truly uplift and reciprocate, rather than those that subtly undermine this. Heightened awareness shifts you from a reactive stance to one of intentionality. Instead of being caught off guard by unexpected betrayals or quiet resentments, you gain the foresight to navigate these dynamics with greater control. You can proactively set healthier boundaries, manage expectations, and protect your emotional space from those who, perhaps unconsciously, seek to dim your light, understanding that these subtle hostilities often stem from another person's internal struggles, their insecurities, their unaddressed competitive impulses, brings a profound sense of detachment. Their behavior isn't about you. It's a reflection of their own inner world. This realization frees you from the burden of trying to change them or earn their elusive approval, allowing you to focus on your own path and progress. By discerning the inauthentic, you open yourself up to truly authentic connections. When you're no longer expending energy on relationships that subtly drain you, you create space for genuine bonds, those built on mutual respect, shared joy, and unwavering support. This journey, while challenging at times, ultimately leads to a richer, more fulfilling relational landscape, guided by clarity and peace. This awareness isn't solely about others. It's profoundly about you. By attuning to these subtle signals, you also become more aware of your own internal landscape. You learn to differentiate between genuine emotional responses and external projections, gaining a clearer understanding of your own triggers and vulnerabilities. This self-knowledge is the bedrock of true personal power. Think of this skill as learning the unspoken language of authenticity. It's a dialogue conducted not with words, but with energy, posture, and subtle expressions. Once fluent, you'll find yourself effortlessly gravitating towards people whose internal state aligns with their external presentation, creating a more harmonious and trustworthy environment around you. For those on a creative or professional path, recognizing these subtle undercurrents is especially crucial. Negative or competitive energies, even when disguised, can subtly stifle your creative flow and dampen your enthusiasm. By identifying and gently disengaging from these influences, you protect your vital energy and create a more fertile ground for your ideas and ambitions to flourish. When you consistently honor your intuition and act upon its warnings, your self becomes incredibly resilient. You stop second-guessing yourself or blaming your perceptions. Instead, you build an unwavering trust in your own judgment, knowing that you possess an inherent wisdom capable of guiding you through complex social dynamics. This doesn't mean becoming overtly suspicious or confrontational. In fact, it often leads to a more discreet and strategic approach. You gather information, process it internally, and make informed decisions about who you allow into your inner circle and how deeply you engage with them, all without the need for dramatic declarations. Ultimately, this understanding invites you to embrace the complex and often nuanced nature of human connection. It acknowledges that not everyone operates from a place of pure goodwill, but it also empowers you to navigate these realities with grace and self-preservation. It's about becoming a master of your own emotional terrain, regardless of the external landscape. So, now that you've been equipped with these potent insights, what is your next step? The path forward isn't about engaging in conflict, attempting to expose others, or succumbing to resentment. Instead, it is a profound journey of safeguarding your own inner peace. Recognize that peace is an invaluable commodity, and for too long, it may have been inadvertently surrendered to individuals who did not genuinely deserve its precious presence. It is now imperative to establish clear and unwavering boundaries, to release the compulsion to over-explain your actions or choices, and to relinquish the lingering hope that those who secretly undermine you will one day offer genuine applause. Most critically, it is time to cease pouring your vibrant light into individuals who consistently offer you shadows in return. Herein lies a profound and often uncomfortable truth. Not every individual within your immediate circle is truly advocating for your well-being. Some occupy a position beside you not to provide authentic support, but rather to meticulously observe your every move, silently anticipating any misstep or vulnerability. These individuals do not wound with overt malice or sharp implements. Instead, they deliver their subtle blows with practiced fake smiles, conspicuously delayed applause, and a silent, simmering resentment. Therefore, today, you are presented with a pivotal choice. Will you continue to expend your precious energy attempting to win over those who secretly compete against you? Or will you decisively choose yourself, your growth, your emotional liberation, and your profound well-being? True self-love begins precisely at the point where the deceptive allure of fake love unequivocally ends. Share this video with someone who's been feeling this energy but didn't have the words for it. Like it, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Not out of impulse, but out of choice. Because when something touches the soul, the least we can do is let it keep resonating within us and through us.